Welcome back to the Cutover training series. In this video, we will look at how to create your first runbook, adding tasks, creating streams, dependencies, and users and teams. Let's get started. Welcome to the Cutover homepage. After logging in, you will see the workspaces you have access to. The fastest way to create a runbook is to click the Create Runbook button in the My Workspaces area at the top of the home screen. This will open the Create New window in the relevant workspace. You can also create runbooks by using the navigation bar on the left-hand side of the screen. Once you have selected your workspace, you will see the Create button at the top right corner. In the pop-up window, you can choose your runbook type, either a normal blank runbook or a runbook type that already has a set configuration applied for a particular type of execution. For example, a recovery plan, a failover, or a validation runbook. I am going to create a normal runbook. On the next screen, I can choose between a blank runbook or a pre-configured template, if templates are available. A template is a pre-made runbook that can be duplicated and then tweaked for your needs. Templates offer a great way of streamlining the planning process to save you time. After choosing to create a runbook from a template, we can now see we have a runbook already populated with tasks, streams, and other preset parameters. Pretty cool, right? Okay, let's go back and build a blank runbook from scratch this time. In this window, I can give my runbook a title and choose which folder it should be stored in. You can leave this as default if no other folders are available. Below, we have advanced options where we can choose a specific time zone and assign runbook admins. Now we can choose to build the runbook in plan mode or give it a scheduled start date. Note that in plan mode, you can specify what time of day you want the runbook to start. This can be changed later. Now click Create. This is the runbook task list view. At the top of the screen, we have the runbook name and the settings menu. On the right, we have the runbook details panel where the runbook's parameters can be changed. Note, the runbook I'm going to create is purely for demonstration purposes. For more information on how to structure your own runbook, please speak to your customer success manager and check out the Help Center. In the middle, we have our blank editing area where we can begin adding tasks. The initial view displays a blank task box to create our first task in. I can click to give this task a name. Hitting Enter saves the task and creates another blank task below. Let me add a few more tasks. You can also hover over an existing tasks icon to display a plus button. Clicking here will insert a new task from this point. Tasks are given a unique identifier as they are created. By default, each new task is known as a normal task and given a duration of 1 hour. This means our tasks run in chronological series order as they are created. Notice how each task's subsequent start time is adjusted to an hour ahead. Tasks can be reordered by dragging the task handle on the left like this. You can add a new task that is outside of your sequence by clicking on the Create Task button at the top of the task list. The new task will be independent and not linked to any previous tasks. This is very useful while building your runbook if you are uncertain of where in your plan a task should be executed. Okay, let's take a look at how you can adjust a task's parameters. Clicking on the task opens and closes the Task Details panel. Here we can rename a task, delete it, specify a task's type, what stream it's in, and much more. First, let's take a look at some different task types. I am going to change my first task into a milestone task. A milestone has a 0 duration and is typically used to capture key moments in your plan, like kicking off the prep for this event. Don't forget to click Save at the top of the Details panel for the changes to take effect. Now I want to inform all users, teams, and stakeholders that this failover has begun. For this, I can use one of our great communication tasks. For example, I could send an SMS message to a predefined group of people. Now clicking on Settings will let me choose the recipients and define what the message will say. This allows for powerful automation of comms. The next step in our plan is to check that database connections are up and running. This can be set as a normal task that we will estimate has a duration of 5 minutes. Setting durations really helps you to understand how efficiently the different stages of your plan execute when rehearsing a runbook or in a live run situation. Dashboards can be used to analyze this data. We will take a deeper look at dashboards in later videos. Moving on, we will be certifying we are ready to initiate the failover. This time, I am going to set our task as a validation task. This requires the assigned user to enter a pass, fail, or not tested outcome. Let's give this task a duration of 5 minutes as well. Lastly, in this simple example, we will set our start failover task as a milestone. Milestones will show up in the Runbook dashboard and can be a brilliant way of reporting progress through the different stages of your plan. Notice how the icon for each task has changed to reflect the different task types. Now let's talk about streams. Streams organize Runbook tasks into groups. This aids navigation and also helps to understand the stages in a runbook. You can use streams to plan out those stages by working in sections. Clicking on the filters icon opens the filter bar. Each new task will default to the primary stream. I can add a new stream by clicking here. Let's create a stream for prep work, one for the failover process, validation, then a rollback stream if a rollback is necessary. To assign a task to a stream, click on the task to open the details panel and choose the stream you want to assign the task to. Each stream is given a new color so you can clearly distinguish between the different task streams. This color can be changed in the stream setting area. When building your runbook, you may find it helpful to create your streams prior to adding tasks. This can help you to plan out and build your runbook in stages. Clicking on the Streams checkbox in the filter bar will filter out all but the tasks assigned to this stream. Again, this can be a powerful tool to help you navigate around your large runbooks. Next, we are going to look at dependencies. As tasks are added, by default they are added in sequence, taking the previous task as its predecessor. This sequence of tasks, however, can be edited, building in more complexity to the plan. Select a task and expand the Dependencies section. Predecessors can be added or removed. However, successors are shown for information only and cannot be edited. Let's take a look at the node map view to see our runbook sequence and the dependencies visually. You can see how each task runs in sequence and requires the previous task's completion before it becomes active and can be executed. For my runbook, I am going to change this by specifying that the second and third tasks run in parallel. Selecting a task in the node map brings up a small information window and a link to open the task details pane. For task 3 under the dependencies parameter, I am going to remove its predecessor, which currently is set to task 2. I can use the search box to set its predecessor to task 1, prep for failover. Don't forget to click Save at the top of the details panel for the changes to take effect. You can now see that the node map has been updated to show that tasks 2 and 3 will run in parallel. In fact, we can see that task 3 no longer requires the completion of task 2 to continue the runbook. The orange line linking some of these tasks is called the critical path. It shows the longest amount of time it will take to complete the runbook. Dependencies is a powerful tool that will help you manage complexities in your runbook. Next, we are going to explore users and teams. You can add users and teams to execute the different tasks in your runbook. This adds accountability and a level of automation which helps to track progress and efficiency. Select the View Users and Teams icon on the right-hand side of the screen. In this panel, you can see all the users currently assigned to this runbook and their role permissions. Clicking on the Teams option will display all assigned teams. Clicking the plus button above allows you to search for users that have permission to access the workspace this runbook has been created in. The same rule applies for teams that can also be searched for here. Once a user has been added, you can define their role as either runbook admin or stream editor. To create a new custom team, press the plus button in the bottom left of the window. Type a name and hit enter. You can now press the blue Add button to finalize your choices. We now have a list of users that can be assigned to tasks in our runbook. To remove a user or team, select them and click the More Options icon above. There are a few ways to assign a user to a specific task. One option is to drag and drop the user or team across to your task in the task list. Multiple users and teams can be added to each task. Alternatively, once you have created your list of users and teams for the runbook, you can click on a task and assign users in the Details panel like this. When finished, click Save above. To assign users and teams to multiple tasks, first select each task using the checkboxes on the left. Now click on the Edit Selected option above. This opens a Details panel for the selected tasks. Go to Users and Teams and amend as needed. I want to mention centralized teams. Centralized teams are created at a workspace level and are typically used if you have teams that are required to be assigned across multiple runbooks in a given workspace. You will be able to either copy or link the central teams into a specified runbook without having to create them each time. We will look in more depth at centralized teams in later videos. Thank you for watching Cutover Training. For more information, see the Help Center.